Today we will be talking about the match between the Lucknow Super Giants versus RCB, which happened in Lucknow. One of the greatest moments that we see, and also even the playoff schedule have come. The qualifier one will be in Dharamshala. The eliminator and qualifier two will be in Chandigarh, and then the final will be in Ahmedabad that we see. When IPL was a 10 team that we see now, since 2022, the 4 out of 5 finals have been hosted in Ahmedabad that we see. And I don't think why Ahmedabad Stadium, because it has the higher number of capacity that we see, and 6 finals have been hosted in Ahmedabad that we see. 6 finals, 4 of IPL, 2 of ICC that we see, have been hosted in Ahmedabad that we see that why we see that Ahmedabad stadium has been that stadium that we see. It has been like last 5 years that we have seen. 2024 the final was hosted in Chennai. Last time a final was hosted in Mumbai was in 2018 that we see. The final, the iconic stadium was hosted a final in 2018, and also Eden Gardens was supposed to host the final in Kolkata that we see, but it got scheduled due to the Pahalgam attack that we see. And then we talk about today's game, that is LSG versus RCB. We talk about that fiery knock of Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh had a very huge strike rate in the IPL that we see. Mitchell Marsh has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who is taking, who single-handedly handled LSG that we see against RCB that we see. Mitchell Marsh has been that player who has been so good and so well played in the IPL that we see. He has been smashing those fours and smashing those sixes in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. Mitchell Marsh has been a player who smashes 4, 5, 5 sixes in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who has played so good in the IPL, that is Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh has been the player who has been scoring good in the power play and doing well in the middle overs, and has been smashing those huge number of runs. He single-handedly handled RCB bowlers that we see, that is Mitchell Marsh. Single-handedly scored 100 that we see, that is Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who has played so well in the IPL that we see, Mitchell Marsh. And also Lucknow Super Giants have won a game after a month that we see. After 1 month, LSG won a game that we see. After 1 month, their last win was, I think, on 8th April that we see. We will see if, yeah, they won on 9th of April. LSG won their last match on 9th of April that we see, and after almost a month they are winning this game that we see, that is LSG is winning this game for sure, because I think they had so good game that we see. Nicholas Puran coming back in form was so good and playing a crucial knock for LSG that we see. Nicholas Puran is also back. Rishabh Pant, the Shera, is also back that we see. Rishabh Pant has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL. Rishabh Pant has been the player who played so good that we see. He's been a player who has been taking, he has, in the last over, Rishabh Pant has been scoring those runs very well in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. And talking about Arshin Kulkarni has been that player who has been playing so good that we see, and has also played an anchor role very well that we see. Gave support to Mitchell Marsh in the opening, and Mitchell Marsh has been that player who has been destructive in the opening pair that we see. He is the bison of that team that we see for Lucknow Super Giants, and he has been scoring those runs that we see. That is Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh has been that player who has been scoring very good runs in the IPL that we see. He has been that player who has played so good and so well in the IPL that we see. He has been a player who has played so good that we see, that is that is Mitchell Marsh. And Lucknow Super Giants have kept their playoff hopes alive that we see. They are still in they are still alive in the playoffs. They are still in the playoffs race. All the teams are still in the playoffs race that we see. But then we talk about Royal Challengers Bangalore bowling. We see that Josh Hazelwood has taken 1 wicket and has bowled so good overs that we see. Krunal Pandya has also taken 1 wicket that we see, and Rafiq Salam has also taken 1 wicket that we see. We see that player that we see, Krunal Pandya, taking the wicket of Arshin Kulkarni that we see. Rasik has also taken one, and Hazelwood has also taken one. But Bhuvi went for very expensive over that we see, and I think RCB were not. It was not RCB's day that we see. But then we talk about the batting of RCB that we see. RCB's batting that we see were like 9 for 2. Jacob Bethel went out on 4 that we see on Mohammad Shami, but he also got out unfortunately that we see. But one of the moment that we see, that is Prince Yadav. Prince Yadav has taken the wicket of Virat Kohli on a duck that we see. It was one of the most ever unexpected outs that by Virat Kohli that we see. I think Prince Yadav has dismissed Virat Kohli. A guy from Delhi has dismissed Virat Kohli that we see. That is Prince Yadav has been a player who dismissed Virat Kohli on the first ball, gave a shocking moments to the RCB fans that we see. Prince Yadav has been that player who has the most wickets for LSG in this season that we see, and he has been that player who has been doing so well for LSG that we see. That is Prince Yadav has been that player who has been playing so good and so well, and has been bowling with a good line and length. He has a good economy, good speed that we see. That is Prince Yadav that we see, and he has dismissed Virat Kohli on a duck that we see. Last time Virat Kohli went on a duck was in 2023 against Rajasthan Royals that we see. That was Virat Kohli that we see. And then we talk about the game of Devdutt Padikkal and Rajat Patidar that we see. Padikkal has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL. He has been the player who has played a very good knock in the IPL that we see. He has been having a good run in the IPL that we see. That is Devdutt Padikkal. Devdutt Padikkal has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL. He has been a player who has been having those huge knocks in the IPL that we see. He plays a very good run chase in the IPL that we see. He has been scoring those 4s and 6s that we see. That is Devdutt Padikkal, and he can be that player who can play so well and so good in the IPL that we see. He has been scoring those 4s and 6s. He has been scoring good in the middle overs that we see. And then we talk about the captain, Rajat Patidar. Patidar has been that player who has been doing so good and so well that we see. Rajat Patidar's one-man innings stole RCB's heart that we see. He has been that player who has been doing so good that we see, and has been that player who can do very well that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar has been that player who has been scoring so good and so well in the IPL. He is the real Dhurandhar for that team that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar has been that player who has been playing so good in the IPL. He has been smashing those 6s that we see, and he has been that player who has been doing so well in the IPL that we see. That is Rajat Patidar has been that player who has played so good in the IPL. Rajat Patidar has been the player who has been smashing those high amount of 6s in the IPL that we see, and can smash a huge amount of 6s that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar has a higher strike rate in the IPL that we see, and he can bat on the top of the order that we see. He can be that player who can do so well in the IPL that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. He has been that player who has been playing so well in the IPL. He has been the player who has been doing a good captaincy also, and he has been having a very good batter that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar has been that player who has been having a huge amount of knocks in the IPL that we see, and has a very good strike rate. That is Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar is the star of RCB that we see, and a good player that we see for Royal Challengers Bangalore that we see. That is Rajat Patidar. Then we talk about Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma has not been consistent in any of the forms. People thought he would be a finisher, but now we see that he's out of form and he's struggling for RCB that we see. That is Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma is that one player who has not been doing very well in the IPL that we see, and he has been that player who has been struggling in the IPL that we see. He's been the player who has struggled in a lot of IPL that we see. After we see that, he's been that player who is not been doing very well in the IPL that we see. That is Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma has been that player who is struggling in the IPL, and has been having a low innings that we see, and he's been struggling in those innings that we see. That is Jitesh Sharma. Then we talk about Tim David. Tim David has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. Tim David has been playing a very good knock in the IPL, and he is a player who smashes good runs in the innings that we see, that is Tim David. And Tim David has been that player who has been doing so good that we see, and he's been that player who has been doing so good and well that we see, that is Tim David. And then we talk about Krunal Pandya. Krunal Pandya has played a massive innings that we see. Krunal Pandya has been that player who has been doing so good and so well, and he has been playing so good that we see. But what about Romario Shepherd? Romario Shepherd struggled against spin. A big West Indian hitter struggled against spin against Digvesh Rathi that we see. If I think we should have seen if Chris Gale or would have been there, or any of the West Indian power hitters would have been there, it would have been an easy win that we have seen. And but I think it would have not been an easy win that we see, that Romario Shepherd also struggling and spin in the last over that we see, that Romario Shepherd has been that player who was also struggling in the last over that we see, in the last over. And Krunal Pandya has also played a good innings that we see, and RCB's luck was dismissed that we see. And then we talk about LSG's bowling that we see. LSG's bowling that we see is about only Prince Yadav. Prince Yadav dismissed Virat Kohli on a duck, then took back-to-back wickets of Jitesh Sharma and Devdutt Padikkal. And Prince Yadav has been having a very good line and length bowling. He has been that player who has been taking those line and length bowling wickets that we see, and he has been that player who has been doing too good and too well in the IPL, and has the most wickets for LSG that we see, that is Prince Yadav. Prince Yadav has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL, and has been a player who can be a very good player in the IPL that we see, that is Prince Yadav has been the player who has been doing so good in the IPL that we see, that is Prince Yadav. And then we talk about Shahbaz Ahmed. Shahbaz Ahmed has taken two back-to-back wickets as a spinner. He has been taking those quick wickets as a spinner that we see, and he has been that player who has been doing so good, and he has been having a good spin variation that we see, that is Shahbaz Ahmed. Shahbaz Ahmed has been that player who can be having a very good spin variation and a good lineup that we see. He has the very good lineup that we see, that is Shahbaz Ahmed has been taking those back-to-back wickets that we see. He took 2 wickets today that we see, that is Shahbaz Ahmed. And Mohammad Shami has been that player who has taken 1 wicket that we see. But the best LSG bowler that we see is Prince Yadav, who has done very well and that we see, and he has been taking those quick wickets in other matches that we see, that is Prince Yadav. And he has been that player who has been he has been bowling those good Yorkers that we see, that is Prince Yadav that we see. He has been that player who has been bowling a very good Yorker, that is Prince Yadav. He has been that player who bowls very good Yorkers in the IPL and in every matches that we see, that is Prince Yadav. Dismissed that we see, and RCB lost this match by 10 runs, and LSG's playoff hopes are still alive that we see, and I think it can be a 50-50 chance that we see. But if we talk about these teams that we see on the points table, then now we talk about, now SRH are on the top of the table, Punjab Kings are on the second, RCB are on the third, RR on fourth, Gujarat Titans on fifth, CSK on 6th, 7th, Delhi Capitals 8th, Kolkata Knight Riders 9th, MI 10th, LSG. Now I think it's the toughest ever IPL that we see, because now the IPL is IPLing that we see. That team now, I think weak teams are defeating stronger teams now that we see. 5 to 10 teams are defeating the table top 4 teams that we see now. And now I think this IPL is going to get interesting that we see. And also new rules have been taken out, like we see about the IPL, some 7 rules that we see about the IPL. Hotels should be instructed, the team players also should be instructed in the hotels that we see. And now we talk about that team that we talk about. I think the top 4 we see that who can qualify for the easy chances. SRH can easily qualify. We see SRH can easily qualify. Punjab Kings can easily qualify that we see, if they can win this game. RCB can easily qualify. RCB, there are 50-50 chances. RR can get chances. Gujarat Titans can get chances. Gujarat Titans can also get chances in the IPL that we see, because they have been that team who have been playing a very good cricket that we see, that is Gujarat Titans. GT have been playing a very good cricket that we see, because they have a good top order batting and a good bowling that we see. Then we talk about CSK. Will CSK qualify for the playoffs? That's the biggest reason that we see. But this time I don't think that CSK will qualify this year because they don't have Dhoni. But I think Sanju Samson carrying the batting, they have only 35% of chances for qualifying that we see. That is, the Chennai Super Kings have 35% of their chances to qualify, and Delhi have 8 wins. Delhi is on 7th, Kolkata is on 8th, MI on 9th, LSG on 10th that we see. And then we talk about today's match that we see, that is the Delhi Capitals versus the Kolkata Knight Riders that we see. We talk about Delhi Capitals team. Delhi Capitals team have been that team who have been doing so good, but they have been losing in most of their runs in the IPL. Delhi Capitals doing well in the first half, but losing in the second half is the main reason that we see in the IPL. And like we talk about that team, we talk about the Delhi Capitals team, we talk about KL Rahul. KL Rahul has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL. Patum Nisanka has been the player who plays so good. Then Nitish Rana, Samir Rizvi, Tristan Stubbs, Ashutosh Sharma. I think Delhi's batting is the main reason why they have been doing so good and so well in the IPL that we see. And then talking about Kolkata Knight Riders having 3 wins that we see, but only these 3 wins came on a Sunday that we see. On Sunday, KKR versus RR was happening. KKR won. On Sunday, uh, LSG versus KKR happened. KKR won. On Sunday, KKR versus SRH that we see. KKR won that we see. KKR won. I think KKR and a Sunday has a real coincidence that we see. But we talk about that team. We talk about that player we have seen is Sunil Narayan. Sunil Narayan has been that player who has played so good and so well in the IPL. He has been a player who has been having a good chances of spinning attack that we see. He has been that player who has been playing so good that we see. That is Sunil Narayan has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL. And then we talk about who is that? We talk about Karthik Tyagi. Karthik Tyagi has been that player who has been taking those quick wickets as a pace bowler and has been too good that we see. Varun Chakravarti has also been good in the spin bowling that we see. And also talking about the batting that we see, we talk about Ankush Raghuvanshi. Ankush Raghuvanshi has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL, and he's been the player who has been so good player in the IPL that we see. That is Ankush Raghuvanshi. He is a player. He can smash huge number of runs in the IPL, and he's the player to watch out for that we see. That is Ankush Raghuvanshi, and I think today that Delhi Capitals are going to win this game today, and I'm really sure that Delhi Capitals are going to win this game for sure in the IPL, because I think that Delhi Capitals winning this game is truly a thing that we see, because I think this IPL will be more interesting. KKR have already had 3 wins, so I think Delhi Capitals can be that team who can go for the higher thing that we see. And also we talk about Delhi Capitals team. Delhi Capitals team has been that team who have been doing so well and so good in the IPL that we see. And we talk about that team. I think Delhi Capitals have a player like Nitish Rana has been doing so good and so well. KL Rahul, and also their bowling, such as, I think bowling is not that good that we see. Only I see Stark and Ingidi. Their Delhi Capitals pace overseas bowlers are doing very well that we see. Other than Delhi Capitals, Indian core bowlers are struggling so hardly that we see. Natarajan is not doing very well that we see. But I see that Mitchell Stark is the player to watch out for in today's game that we see. And he has been that player who has been doing very well in that game that we see. That is Mitchell Stark has been that player. He also dismissed Jaiswal in his comeback game that we see. In his first game of this year's IPL that we see, he dismissed Yashasvi Jaiswal that we see. That is Mitchell Stark. And I think this year the IPL is going to be more interesting and more engaging that we see. And that's all for today, and make sure you like, share and subscribe for more content and for more videos and all. Thank you.